This is a baby olive tree, a seedling offspring of one of the original trees planted over 100 years ago on Olive Hill, which is now part of a complex more commonly known as Barnsdall Art Park. Katherine Pakradouni is part of a team now working to restore the historic olive grove.
There's a lot of challenges to doing any kind of ecological work in a city that's so concreted over and asphalted over. If you take a Google Earth image of this park in particular, in Barnsdall, it's one of the only green spaces in a sea of concrete.
The Olive Grove Initiative is restoring and caring for 333 trees, 90 of which are likely from the original grove. The first part of the project assesses the health of the site and the trees to determine the grove's continued viability.
It's one thing to plant trees, it's another thing to really understand why the trees that are here might be succeeding or failing.
Disease was ruled out as the cause of some unhealthy trees, but now the team will look at other factors like irrigation that will help in the restoration process.
And so now we get to say, okay, this olive tree grove, which is such an important historical feature of this site, can stay. We just need to adjust our horticultural practices to make sure that it's thriving.
The team found much of the irrigation system faulty, so it was revamped to deposit water deeper into the soil, minimizing water waste and the effects of drought.
They were able to repair all the irrigation and adjust the irrigation pattern so that it's penetrating more deeply.
The Olive Grove is just part of the 11.5-acre site that includes Frank Lloyd Wright's Hollyhock House, which Daniel Gerwin says is a good example of the way in which Wright's structures interact with surrounding landscapes.
Frank Lloyd Wright incorporated the existing olive plantings into his design for the landscape here. So it's a really important part of his legacy, a place to see where Frank Lloyd Wright's landscaping is visible, the way he thought about that in relationship to his architecture.
Now, the Barnsdall Art Park Foundation has begun raising funds to plant and maintain new olive trees, which helps support LA's Green New Deal goals of increasing our green spaces.
This is a concrete jungle here.
Yeah.
There's very, very little green space, so this park is such an important resource for the people who live in this part of the city.
The city plans to plant 90,000 new trees to improve air quality and offset our carbon footprint, and the Olive Tree Initiative will help with that effort here in East Hollywood.
And I think people, especially with the pandemic, are realizing the importance of open space, the importance of natural space, and the importance of making that accessible to everybody in every community.
Barnsdall Art Park is LA's only UNESCO World Heritage Site, and 2021 marks the 100th anniversary of the completion of Hollyhock House. And the Olive Grove Initiative will help to ensure the site's continued legacy.